Now we are going to solve the first objective question in chapter 2. Here you are asked to calculate the resistance of the conductor from the graph. A straight line is drawn and here the graph is drawn between the current and the voltage. Here with the help of the slope we are able to get the answer, that resistance of the conductor that can be obtained by slope. Are you clear? So what is general formula for slope? dy by dx is the formula to calculate the slope value. Are you clear? From the slope you are able to get the r value. R is equal to difference in y. The difference in y part is here. This is nothing but difference in y. Therefrom you will get V. Are you clear? What is V? The difference in voltage can be written as V. The difference in current can be written as I. Instead of writing dV dI, I am simply writing V divided by I. 4 minus 0. 4 minus 0 is equal to 4 and 2 minus 0 is equal to 2. So the final answer, resistance answer will be 4 by 2. Here it is measured in terms of volt, it is measured in terms of ampere. The final answer is 2 ohm. So this is the resistance of the conductor. Okay. So as per the problem, we have to find out which one is the correct option. So here the correct option value is, in the textbook the answers are given at the back. Okay, A is the option. So this is the option A, that is the correct answer for this particular question. Okay. Here in this problem, a circular wire is given. Okay, so the radius of the circular wire is 1 meter. Here you are asked to calculate the resistance across this 2 point A and B. We have to calculate the resistance across these 2 point A and B. What we have to do, this part, this semicircular part to be considered as one of the resistances, this part also to be considered as another resistance part. This resistance can be called as R1, this part of the wire, its resistance can be called as R2, and this entire diagram that could be converted like this. The upper part of the resistance R1 and lower part of the resistance R2, if both are connected, you will get a parallel network. Across A and B, you are asked to calculate the net effective resistance. So how to do the problem? Here, with the help of the given data, we have to find out. First, we will calculate the total length of the wire, that is circumference. So to calculate the circumference of the wire, we know the formula, that circumference that gives the total length of the wire. Are you clear? Total length of the wire, circumference formula is 2 pi r. Here 2 into pi into, as per the problem, the circumference value can be calculated by knowing radius 1 meter. So after that what happens? The total length of the wire is 2 pi meter. 2 pi meter. This is the circumference or total length of the wire. Next we have to find out what will be the total resistance of the wire. Here resistance per meter is given. Are you clear? Here resistance per meter. The resistance per meter is how much? 2 ohm. Per meter the resistance of the wire is how much? 2 ohm. What will be the total resistance of the wire? Total resistance of the wire. How to calculate? We have to consider the length of the wire, total length of the wire. Total length of the wire to be multiplied with which one? The resistance per meter, 2 ohm. Are you clear? So already we have calculated 2 pi r, 2 pi meter. Are you clear? 2 pi meter is the length of the wire. Are you clear? So multiply both, you will get the 4 pi ohm. This is the total resistance of the wire. R total. This is called as total length, total resistance of the wire. the total resistance of the complete wire is how much? 4 pi ohm. So what will be the resistance of the half of the wire? The resistance of half resistance of the half of the wire. Half of the wire can be calculated. How to calculate? 4 pi divided by 2 ohm. So the answer will be 2 pi ohm. Are you clear? 2 pi ohm. Half of the portion of the wire, its resistance is how much? 2 pi ohm. So the upper part of the wire is having 2 pi ohm. The lower part of the wire is also having 2 pi ohm. That is R1 is equal to 2 pi ohm. R2 is also equal to 2 pi ohm. So write it here. How much? 2 pi ohm. We can write like this. R2 also how much? 2 pi ohm. We know the net effective resistance formula. Are you clear? What is the formula to calculate the net effective resistance in the case of parallel network? We know the formula. Okay. Now the formula to calculate the net effective is 1 by Rp. Since it is parallel network, we have to use this formula. 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 divided by 1 by R2. 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by, what is the value? 2 pi plus 1 by 2 pi. 1 by Rp is equal to 2 pi is a common factor. At the top we can add both. You clear? 2 can be cancelled. Therefore Rp is equal to how much? Pi ohm. So pi ohm is the answer. Are you clear? So this option answer is given in the textbook. The option is given as A. Are you clear? So A option is the correct one. Understood? A is the correct one. Understood? Now we are going to solve the third multiple choice question. In this, a toaster is given. The resistance of the toaster coil is how much? 120 ohm. That is operated with the potential difference of 240 volt. You are asked to calculate the power consumed in the toaster. So here power can be calculated by using the formula V square divided by R. This is a simple formula. So here substitute V here, 240 square whole divided by R value is 120. So here the 240 that can be written like this, 240 into 240 whole divided by 120. So here 120 can be cancelled and you will get 2. 2 into 240, that one will be equal to 480. Are you clear? That power that can be calculated by the unit called watt. So the power consumed by the toaster is how much? 480 watt. The same description 480 watt that is written on the toaster also. Okay. So the answer correct option is 480 watt. That is C. This is correct option is C option. Okay. Now we are going to solve the fourth problem in chapter 2, multiple choice question, fourth problem. Look at that. A carbon resistor whose resistance value is given. You are asked to find out the color codes which are drawn on the carbon resistor. Here this is the easy method. Already your teachers they may have taught about the mnemonic codes. We have to call it as VB Roy, Great Britain, Very Good Wife. With the help of this color code and their colors and their respective number, we are able to find out nearby the tolerance percentage is given and their respective color codes are given. Here in any carbon resistor, 4 color codes are drawn. With the help of this, we are able to find out the resistance value. So here, by using this resistor value, we have to find out what are the color codes which are drawn on the carbon resistor. Let us take the value, first value, 4. Look at here, just against to 4, yellow is there. So the first color code must be yellow. Are you clear? What is the next number? 7. Just against to 7, which one is there? Violet. So the second color code must be violet. And the most important thing is what is written outside, kilo ohm. Kilo ohm can be written as 10 to the power of 3 ohm. Are you clear? Here look at the power. In the power of the 10, 3 is there. Are you clear? That 3 must be considered. Against to 3, which one is there? Orange is there. Therefore, orange must be the third color code. So, yellow, violet, orange. 3 color codes are found out. Now, very important one, here 4.7 is there. That 4.7 is nothing but 10 percentage of which one? That 47. Are you clear? 10 percentage of 47 is how much? 4.7. So, which percentage is written here? 10 percentage is written. So, what should be the tolerance percentage? 10 percentage. There against to 10 percentage, which ring is there? Silver color ring is there. Therefore, that 10 percentage, it indirectly tells about what is a silver ring. So, therefore, the tolerance percentage is indicated by silver ring. Therefore, the fourth color code must be silver. Understood? So, what are the colors which are appearing? Color codes are appearing on the carbon resistor. Yellow and then violet and then orange and finally silver. So, these are all the color codes which are written on the which one? Carbon resistor. The option will be B. Are you clear? The option will be B. Okay. Now we are going to solve the fifth multiple choice question in chapter 2. Here one carbon resistor is given with the color codes. The first one is brown color code, the second one is black color ring, the third one is yellow. By observing these three colors, we have to find out the resistance of the carbon resistor. Already I have given this list of colors with their respective number. Look at the first one, first ring, brown. Against to brown, which number is appearing? 1. Therefore, write 1 here. What is the next one? Black ring. Are you clear? Black ring, just against to black ring, 0 is there. So, write 0 just below to the black. The third ring is yellow. Are you clear? Just against to yellow, which number is there? 4 is there. Therefore, this 4 must be written as the power of 10. That is very important. The third ring number, that must be written as the power of 10. Now you combine everything, you write it together. 10 into 10 to the power of 4 ohm. So this is the answer. Are you clear? So to get the answer as written in the option, what we have to do? So here 4 options are given. To get the exact option, what we have to do? So here this one can be combined. Are you clear? 1 0 can be written along with this. That one becomes 100. The remaining thing is 10 to the power of 3 ohm. Are you clear? So 100, this part can be written as kilo ohm because 1 kilo ohm is equal to 1000 ohm. Therefore 100 kilo ohm. So this is the correct answer. 100 kilo ohm is A option. Okay. So fifth one is A. This is the correct answer. Understood? Now we are going to solve the sixth problem in multiple choice question in second chapter. Two wires are given, A and B, and their lengths are same. Length of the A wire and length of the B wire both are same. Another clue is also given in the problem. Radius of the A wire is 3 times of radius of the B wire. And both are made up of same material. Since both are made up of same material, the resistivity of the first wire should be equal to resistivity of the second wire. You are asked to calculate the radius of the ratio of the radius of the first wire, A wire, to the radius of the B wire. That is RA by RB. That ratio to be found out. The most important clue is rho A is equal to rho B. That is resistivity of the first wire is equal to resistivity of the second wire. The resistivity formula must be known, only then we are able to solve the problem. And here the area of cross section of the wires are circular in nature. So the clue is rho A is equal to rho B. So that is the first formula. Substitute the required formula here. I am writing the formula for first wire, A wire, RA, area of cross section of the first wire, divided by length of the first wire A is equal to RB, area of cross section of the B wire, divided by length of the B wire. So here both the two are same, therefore LA can be cancelled. RA, AA, here the area of cross section is, since it is circular in nature, we can write it as pi RA square is equal to RB. Instead of RB, later we can substitute area of cross section of the second wire can be written as pi RB square. To clear, pi can be cancelled. What is required? RA square, RB square is there. Here the most important thing is that RA, that is RA means resistance of the first wire is how many times of RB? 3 RB. Therefore instead of RA you write it as 3 RB. RA square is equal to RB square. Write it in this form. RB can be cancelled. RA square divided by RB square. Cross multiply this. This is cross multiplied here. This one becomes 1 by 3. 1 by 3. What is required? RA divided by RB is required. Understood? So in the next step we can write it as RA divided by RB. Take square root on both sides. You will get 1 by root 3. That is the answer. Are you clear? So now we have to find out which option is correct. That C option is correct. Understood? C option is correct. Now we are going to solve the 7th problem in chapter 2, multiple choice question. Here first we will understand the problem. A single wire is given. A single wire is given and its resistance to be taken as R. Are you clear? Or it can be taken as R1. Are you clear? Now this wire is connected across a 230 volt power supply. Are you clear? When the resistance R1 is connected across the 230 volt power supply, the power dissipated to be taken as P1. Now we are going to see the second part. The same wire that is cut into two halves. The first part of the wire is having R by 2 resistance. The second part of the wire is having R by 2 resistance. These two part of resistance, the first part and second part, these two are connected in parallel network. After connecting, this portion of the resistance can be taken as R1, that is R by 2. The lower part resistance can be taken as R2, its resistance value is R by 2. Now we have to calculate the net effective resistance, that is 1 by Rp is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Substitute the respective resistance value and simplify it. Later you will get the Rp value, that is net effective resistance in parallel network. You will get that Rp value will be R by 4 ohm. R by 4 ohm. Rp value will be equal to R by 4 ohm. Just for convenience, that Rp can be written as R2 because already this resistance is taken as R1. After cutting into 2, the new resistance can be named as R2. Its value is R by 4 ohm. For this particular network, we have to calculate the power dissipation. Again, the same network to be connected across 230 volt power supply. Again, we have to calculate the power dissipation. That power dissipated in this network can be named as P2. Are you clear? Now, first you calculate P1. How to calculate P1? P1, what is the general formula? V square divided by R. Therefore, P1 is equal to V divided by V square divided by R is the formula. Here power supply connected in both the two things are same. Therefore, we can write it as V square. And the name of the first resistance can be taken as R1. Are you clear? So here that R1 is nothing but R. Therefore, P1 is equal to V square divided by R. In that format we can write. Resistance can be taken as R. So this is the expression for P1. Now we have to calculate P2. P2 is equal to, what is the formula again? V square divided by, since it is a parallel network, it's clear, and the final answer obtained is R2, no? Therefore, R2 can be written, substitute V square divided by, instead of R2, substitute R by R, R by 4. R by 4 is the resistance of the parallel network. So this one is also substituted. So therefore P2 is equal to V square divided by, this 4 can be taken up. Therefore 4V square divided by R, in that format we can write. Our aim is to find out which one? The ratio of P2 divided by P1, that is our aim. Substitute here 4V square divided by R whole divided by V square divided by R, in that format we can write. So after cancellation what will happen? 4V square divided by R into R by V square. Cancel the common factors, so the final answer will be 4. The ratio of power dissipated in the second parallel network to the power dissipated in the initial wire is how much? P2 divided by P1 is how much? 4. Now we'll see which one is the correct answer as per the book option. The 7th one is D. 4 is the answer for this particular problem. Option is D. Okay.